Alrighty guys, welcome back to the live stream here. Let's make sure we are up and loaded here. I'm going to send this to the group chat like always. And we're going to be breaking down some of the top stocks to keep on watch, or really just like my watch list here for this week. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them, and then they'll come up right here. And then we can all look at them together. So really, I did post my top picks for this week. So if you guys want to screenshot it, here are my top picks. My top buy, my top short, and then my top ETFs here for this next coming up week here. So we've had a lot of volatility in the market here over the past couple of days, past couple of weeks here. So one of the top stocks here that I'm looking at is ticker symbol APD here. APD. All right, so you guys can see that we did get some sell-off here all the way down to $263 per share. I do think there's a possible swing trade. Let me go ahead and change the chart here. So you guys can see that anytime the stock fell below this 200 moving average line, it curled up and we got buying pressure. So now it's going to curl up, and then we're going to get some buying pressure stepping into this stock here. Another thing is, make sure you guys can hear this video. All you guys can just say we can hear it, or we can't, or you need to fix something, and then I can fix it. But overall, guys, there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of volatility in the market here. But ticker symbol APD here, I definitely think there's some potential here for a possible trade. Nice support here at 263 and some resistance here at $300. I definitely think this is going to curl up here and start moving its way back up here. So this is one that I'm definitely keeping on watch. Now looking at some more here, we have ticker symbol CVX here, Chevron, CVX. You guys can see that we did get some buying pressure. I do think a lot of these Neo, okay, yeah, we'll look at them. All right, glad you guys can hear me. All good. A lot better this week with the technicals. Last week, for those of you that weren't in the live stream, we definitely had a lot of issues with tech. So it's cool that everything's working good. But overall, Chevron, I do think this company it's just a matter of time, and I do think we're going to have some short-term sell-off here, which definitely gives a short opportunity. Setting your stops here at I would set my stops here at $85 and really just let this stock play out. You guys can see that we did get a little buying pressure stepping into it. I still think the overall trend of this stock is down. So I do think we will definitely get some sell-off here. But all right. So another stock here that we can look at is Neo. There's been a lot of hype up here about it. I've pretty much been invested since around $11. Now it hit highs at $54 a share. And the thing is I do think there is potential here for the long term and possibly the short term. I do think here, let me go ahead and zoom in here so you guys can see a little better. But I do think Neo carries short-term potential, because I do think it's going to find some support here at the low 40s or high 30s. So, maybe 37 to 40. There's going to be support here. And for those of you that are going to be lump sum investing, or, trying to swing trade this thing, that's where I would look in. Probably at $39 or $40. You guys can see that it got some support right in there. But for a long-term approach, dollar cost averaging, I know I always say it, but it works very, very well for these volatile growth stocks. So my support here would be at, 39 to 40. Hop into it, set your stops right below these wicks here at, 37 to 36. So you could risk, $3-4 for a possible gap back up, to 50, that would be risking, $3-4 to make upwards of, $14 or $15 a share. But this is one here that, it's always hard to judge because of how volatile it is. But I do think electric car companies are growing so fast. It's just a matter of time before all these take off. If that, say, NIO hits half of what Tesla is, that's going to put this stock price at around $135 a share. So, and that's just half of what Tesla is. And, a lot of people compare NIO to Tesla, so who knows what will happen with that one. But for a swing trade or even undervalued, territory, 39 for sure. But for NIO to, dude. Okay, but for NIO to hit half of what Tesla, they would have to do. Well, obviously, the thing about this is Tesla's doing the factory, and yes, that is true. But the thing is NIO is blowing out deliveries. They're delivering an ungodly amount of cars, and I don't think they'll probably hit half. But even if it, quarter of that, it still will be at $75, $100 a share. But the risk level for this is a little larger, of course, for NIO compared to Tesla. So let's go ahead and look at SPICE here, SPCE. This is Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic just did their Hyperloop test for the first time with people. And I do think that is really, really cool. I do think Virgin Galactic definitely carries a lot of risk, but also a lot of reward. They're the transportation company that's working on space travel. They're working on the Hyperloops, very similar to what Elon Musk is doing. But looking at the chart here, you guys can see that we did get a lot of buying pressure stepping into the stock. Basic resistance here is at 24, supports at 17. On this one, I think we're just kind of in that territory that looking at it, it's just not overvalued nor undervalued. It's just kind of right in that middle, almost that middle spot here. There could be a possible move from 22 to 24, but for a long-term approach, I see it. I see this definitely moving up a lot. Whoops, sorry. My 2 o'clock alarm for the live stream. Every week, guys, my phone goes off in a live stream. I do apologize. But I definitely think this stock does carry a lot of long-term potential. And the thing about it is you guys can see this stock has previous history of running up. So if it breaks out of, the 23 resistance, the next one's here at 27. You guys can see that's probably one of the strongest on the chart here. But I do think, just one of the stocks here that probably would be better suited for a trade opportunity or getting in, at $15, $17 a share and holding for the long term. Or, the approach of dollar cost averaging would probably suit this stock very well on how volatile, this stock is. So that's kind of my approach and my mindset for this one here. Setting, maybe some alerts here at 19 at this 200 moving average line or at around 17. Now looking at Beyond Meat, I think Beyond Meat, didn't they just get a nasty sell-off here? Although, yeah, look at this. So this stock was trading at almost $200 per share and got hit extremely hard. I'm not exactly sure on the catalyst. So this was Beyond Meat and McDonald's haven't confirmed their work on McPlant, which analysts find extremely strange. So the thing about Beyond Meat is I do think they carry a lot of potential here, but also right now it's on some near support at $121. So this could be a possible good opportunity for a swing trade or getting in on an undervalued territory. So that's where I would say you guys can see that this stock had a lot of support here, came in contact multiple times, boom, and then broke below it and got immediately bought back up. So really, I would classify the 120 area as some very, very strong support for this stock here. And I definitely think that the meat industry does carry or like the plant-based meat, carries a lot of potential for the long term. I feel like people are getting more and more dependable on, these vegan and, these plant-based lifestyle. I couldn't think of the word, but so I do think Beyond Meat is very similar to like a Amazon, but in the food sector. They're changing the way people eat, and I do think that carries a lot of risk, but a lot of reward too. If this deal with McDonald's works out, and I don't know the full details on it, I bet you that's going to do very, very well for Beyond Meat. But it does look like some analysts think this is going to go to 100 to 115. So, possibly set some alerts. But definitely some strong support in here. You guys can see once it dropped, it did get immediately bought back up. So I think for it to fall back down to 100, that's gonna be kind of a stretch. Maybe 110, 115, but that would only be like a $10 drop in share price. So set some alerts here. I would set some alerts probably at 120 and about 115 to 110. Set some alerts in there and just try to swing trade this or get in undervalued and hold it for the long term. I think this stock does carry a lot of potential. Upward trend, it is a little volatile, rides up and down, but does carry a lot of reward in the long term. Pinterest. So I can't remember. Pinterest did release their earnings, a couple weeks ago? Yeah, right in here, the stock went from $50 all the way to $68 a share. Really riding that upward trend in share price. You guys can see in mid-March, it was trading at around $10 a share. Rallied its way up, broke through this 200 moving average line, and really started using it as support. Okay, you guys can see almost every time it comes in contact with it, we get buying pressure. So now, looking at this, why did I do that? Now looking at it, it almost looked like it moved from the 200 to the 90. So you guys can see it curled down, hit it here. I would classify the 90 now as a support. Now for the resistance here, you guys can see we do have some at 68, more support here at 56. So very similar to Spice, it's kind of in this middle ground of support and resistance. So if you hopped in, you'd be risking a 1-to-1. So really, you'd be risking $4 to make, you'd be risking about $6 actually to make 4. So for a trade, not an opportunity, but maybe for a long-term investment. The thing about that is Pinterest is not profitable yet. So I do think once they are, the stock could definitely ride its way up to about $70 to $75 a share. What do you think of airline stocks? Do you think we should wait another quarter or two? All right, so the thing about this, everybody loves talking about airline stocks because they got really dumped on. You guys can see that's actually go ahead and change the chart. Let's go 3 years so you guys can see this a lot better. All right, so Delta Air. I feel like if you guys are going to invest in an airline stock, I think Delta Air is probably the best. I think before the whole recession or before the whole pandemic, really, the stock had a nice upward trend, very strong resistance, very strong upward support. Perfect for long-term growth. Paid, perfect growing dividend. You guys can see 30 cents, 35 cents, 40 cents, 40 cents. Boom, cut it to save capital. That's great. Okay, fell all the way down to $17, got bought up, and has slowly been riding its way back up. Okay, Delta Air before the whole recession was actually a strong company. Their balance sheet was probably the best airline. I would classify them as the best airline stock with the best fundamentals. Technicals too, beautiful support, beautiful resistance. If you compare this to American Airlines, okay, I just posted a video on it. I can't remember the ticker. I think AAL. Look at the difference between that. Okay, we had a nasty downward trend for 3 years, and this company before the whole pandemic hit was burning through money. Okay, and I do think Another thing is American Airlines isn't the best, of course, but I do think you just have to understand the fundamentals behind a company before you invest. And I think Delta Air for me is probably the better airline stock. And if you guys want to invest in airlines, because there is an opportunity there, of course, but I would rather see you guys invest in like the S&P 500 than American Airlines. Because if you would have invested all the way back here, and where would this be? This would be in early this year. So let's just say March, because it was almost at that peak bottom. Okay, so in March. Okay, if you would have invested in the S&P 500 in March, you'd be right here. Okay, now you'd be up on your investment. With American Airlines, you're not. So another thing here too, Delta Air, probably the best. If I was going to invest, I would invest in Delta. If you want to invest in just the whole sector, I believe it's Jets. Jets is an ETF that tracks a lot of the airline stocks. So if you guys want to diversify your money and have lower risk, then I feel like Jets would be a better solution. This is an ETF that carries a lot of airline stocks in it. Basic resistance here at 33, more support here at 26, fell all the way to 11, very strong support. You guys can see that buying pressure. Nice upward trend coming back up, very similar to Delta's chart, except this was more up. This was just kind of consolidating here. But this would also be a better opportunity for you guys too. So I think maybe, if you're going to invest, a lot of these companies, they're going to take a year and a half to recover. Some of these companies, guys, took on ungodly amounts of debt to get through this year. So, I am talking about billions and billions of dollars to get through this. So that's another thing here too. Okay, if you had to pick between and Skyward has the better balance sheet. Okay. All right, so let's just go ahead and pull it up here. So QCOM. Okay, so this chart's very strong. Resistance here or probably support here now at 94. More here at, let's just mark these out so you guys can see it clear. All right, so you guys can see this old resistance now turned into new support. Broke out here. I would classify this at the 150 for resistance. Now we are selling off. This will probably sell off to about 133 before we get some buying pressure coming into it. That doesn't mean that buying pressure won't, but I think if it does, that's going to be the new support for this would be at 130. All right, so which one would I pick from? So let's go ahead and look at the other one. Whoa, I don't know what is going on. All right, well, we're just gonna, hey guys, don't post, that's not appropriate. All right. All right, so Skyworks. I've never had somebody do that. It's not, I don't know. Okay, what is it? SWKS. All right, so this stock didn't grow as much. Basic resistance, it looks like I looked at the stock before. Did get some sell-off here, probably on some upward support. If I was going to pick between the two, I probably would pick the one with the better balance sheet right now. Yes, I'd probably pick this one, Skyworks, for a better investment right now if it has a better balance sheet. Fundamentals, well, it depends. If you guys are looking for a swing trade, you don't have to care about the balance sheet. But if you're looking for a long-term investment, fundamentals are pretty much 99, but about 90% of your investment. Because if something's undervalued, geez, why would this guy keep doing that? It's extremely rude. I wish I could, I don't know how to ban on here. Oh, right here. All right. Well, that was very easy. Okay, so yeah, so I do think a company with better fundamentals will overall perform better in the long term. Just because the stock is not rallying up right now doesn't mean there's no opportunity. It could just mean that a lot of people aren't buying it. Maybe the fundamentals a lot of people don't care about. So I do think Skyworks, if it has that better fundamentals, I would go with them. Geez, look at all those. All right, but yeah, okay, so now let's look at a couple other ones. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them. Okay, so here's a couple other ones that I wanted to pull up. So you guys can see I did put on my watch list for airlines. One of the top to short here would be LUV, that's Southwest Airlines, because the airline stocks got hit very, very hard. So, rallied up, and the stocks with bad fundamentals are going to perform pretty bad. But we've had a lot of volatility in the market too lately. Apple is coming up to that old resistance here, so there could possibly be a short opportunity there. We have TSLA moving up, very similar to Apple's chart, coming up to that resistance here, or coming down to that support. Excuse me. But yeah, all right. Jeez, I am still in shock. I don't know how to remove these. Oh, like that. All right. But so if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them. I don't know. Guys, you guys can use, I forgot, all the people who went on the live stream, you guys can use code HBS to get access to the course. So if you guys want to check it out, you guys can. Other than that, though, I think any American or Canadian stocks, weed related, you consider. Honestly, guys, I have not really been paying attention too heavily in the cannabis sector. Doesn't mean there's no opportunity. We've had a lot of cannabis stocks explode in value because of the whole election here. We have Joe Biden pretty much win the presidency, and he is more likely to legalize marijuana across the whole United States, which made a ton of cannabis stocks explode in buying pressure. So that is something to, I believe it's ACB or where is it? No, ACB. I can't. Yeah, right here, Aurora. You guys can see it exploded up. Down here. Yeah, it exploded up here. Went from really $3 all the way to $12 in a short amount of time. Look how expensive this stock used to be. But it's all about where you guys see growth here. I don't know what's gonna happen. You guys look at this. Went from 6 to 20. That's literally crazy. It's nuts. But doesn't mean there's no opportunity there. It's just something you guys have to understand is there's a lot of opportunity elsewhere in the market, and I do think weed or the cannabis, there's a lot of regulations, a lot of fees for these companies to pay so they don't perform that good. We have Planet 13. Where is it? Right here. Planet 13. That's actually a pretty solid company here. They are a cannabis dispenser out of Las Vegas. Their numbers are pretty decent. It's coming in contact with this 90 moving average line. This could be a possible swing trade. Set your stops here at 335. You risk 20 cents to make 80 or 90. The Planet 13 right now, guys, looks pretty decent. I mean, I am not gonna lie. Add this to your watch list. I think there's definitely some opportunity here. But so that is it though. Planet 13 probably would be the better cannabis stock. I'm surprised I found that. So that is it though for the live stream. If you guys got anything in value, it really, really helps me out. If you hit that like button, you really have no idea how much that means because more people can see it, and I want to help as many people as I can. Also, don't forget to use code HBS to get the free course. And then you guys can join the Discord. I'll throw that in here too. so you guys can join right now. We don't want this to expire. No limit. I want you guys all to have the course or the Discord. So I'll let you guys click that. Make sure you guys are good. We'll see you guys tomorrow, probably in another episode. I just did post a passive income video, so make sure you guys check that out. But we'll see you guys tomorrow, guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend here, and we'll see you guys probably Monday.